Hello, everybody. This is my discussion submission on week 9 and 10 of the discussion board. Uh, I guess I would describe myself as a leader by saying that I always try to lead by example. In my opinion, this gets the best results from and quality of work from those that you're working with and that you're leading as a supervisor. Being available to assist staff when guidance is needed is always a plus when you're trying to be a good leader, and I always try to endeavor to do so. Having a working knowledge of all aspects under my leadership of the job, but rely on the expertise of those that are in areas where I may not have that expertise. Um, and the subordinates are highly trained in those areas, I would always rely on them. Um, but again, I emphasize it's always good as a supervisor or leader that you have some working knowledge of all the aspects of the areas that you are actually um, have oversight over, and always make effective synergy of the goal when dealing with completing tasks and objectives and implementations. Working together, getting all the parts working, collaborating together always makes getting the goal and the task completed easier. Um, I am not a politician, and some of the readings over the last 2 weeks um, really emphasized how, as professionals, we have to deal with politics on a occasional basis. Um, when you're younger, you're probably more apt to having to deal with politics and having the patience to deal with politics. I'm at an age now in my career that I am not what you would call politics savvy anymore. I've gone through many years of it. It's always good to have working knowledge of how to maneuver and navigate through political issues, especially if you're on a college campus, as the reading emphasized this week. However, my particular job is not on a college campus, it's actually training adults in different implementations for county government. So, and of course, you know, county government is politics, so you do have to deal with some segments, but not to the extreme that I think you would probably have to deal with in on the college level, being that people are looking for advancement in career areas all the time. Um, when it comes to recruiting, I like to recruit people that demonstrate that they have a zeal for the position. Um, they have a competency for the scope of work that accompanies the position, and they're willing to do what it takes to attain the position. And once they get in it, demonstrate a good work ethic. Um, when it comes to selection, competency, forethought, creativity, noted work ethic, as I said before, training levels. How have they trained for the position? Have they had adequate training in the areas needed to uh, carry out the scope of work for the position? And the preparation, if the position calls for specific educational preparation, have they done the work to secure that preparation, um, and do they show it in what they do, say, and how they present themselves? Um, Retaining staff is always a of the three, to me, a more difficult aspect of leading, because you have to make sure that your employees are appreciated. Um, you have to advocate for comparable compensation, um, demonstrate that there is an area for upward advancement in not just in rhetoric but in deeds also. Um, Show that your organization, your institution is innovative and open to change, because change is always a factor in um, the scope of work that we do as professionals in education, and we have to feel that we're in an environment where change is welcome. As far as the legal and cultural and ethical aspects that are considered when it comes to interviews, I look at the presentation the interviewee is presenting. I don't look at age, I don't look at gender, I don't look at ethnicity. Um, they don't play a role in my ability to select who I think is best for the job. Um, did they prepare for the interview? Are they taking the steps seriously? Are they knowledgeable about the general area that the position may area of ability that the position may require, and do they demonstrate enthusiasm about the position in the interview? Once the interview is over, um, you have to consider all these aspects that were asked. You have to consider what is legal. Control your interaction with the individuals. Make sure that it is appropriate all the time. We're living in a time now where we're hearing a lot about inappropriate behavior when supervisors or managers or leaders, and we've seen where there's a difference between actually managing and actually leading people to get to a desired point. Significant difference, and I agree with the video that was shown this week. Consider the customs and the beliefs of people. One thing that I do as a leader, and it may not be in agreement with a lot of you, some of my employees have an issue with it, but it's something that I feel that is a good approach, is that we don't discuss politics in the department. Simply being there's a variance of viewpoints, and I have seen the start or beginnings of confrontations when that subject matter has come up. I've seen it blow up to a point where it gets uncontrollable, and so if we just take that out of the function of everyday conversation and just deem that inappropriate, I find that it keeps the peace, and I don't have that issue where some other departments do. And you end up in human resources and having to go through, a lot of unnecessary steps because people have said things that have become offensive because general debate about thoughts and beliefs are not kept to a point where they are not actually offensive and attacking people personally. So that's one thing to always consider when you are leading in an area, not necessarily throwing your authority on people, but when you have to make decisions that are best for the department that you have seen from past experiences and how they have negatively affect or positively affect the group as a whole. So those are my thoughts on the type of leader I am. I get along with all of my team. Of course, as a leader, you don't necessarily jive with every employee as well as you do some others, but you still have to keep a certain level of fairness with all employees, and you never let that be shown. So that's one thing that's sort of difficult at times, but it is a necessary task that good leaders take seriously. So that's my approach. Thank you.